What is up? It is me, xole, back with another how to sound like video. So if you are new to this channel, I do a lot of how to sound like videos, and the way I get my artists is through your suggestions. I don't know why I did two fingers. Your suggestions. So go down to the comments right now and comment any artist you want me to do, no matter what genre it is. I do a lot of different genres, so just comment your favorite artist or an artist that you want to find out how to do their vocals or how to do the beat. So the funny thing is I have over 400 artist suggestions, and I keep this spreadsheet where I keep track of like the most popular artist suggestions. So here's what we're at right now, and out of all these suggestions I have no suggestions for Lil Uzi, which is weird, but he just dropped his new album called Eternal Atake. So in this video I'm going to be walking through how to make a Lil Uzi beat and vocals with stock instruments and stock plugins from Ableton. So if you have Ableton, you can follow right along with whatever I do. So if you have not subscribed to me, go ahead and hit that sub button. I make a lot of Ableton tutorials and just music tutorials in general. So if you want a lot of that content, hit that sub button. So yeah, let's just hop right into this beat. Alright, so before I walk through this track, if you want to just learn how to do Lil Uzi vocals, then skip to this time right here. Alright, so here we are. Here's our track. So the first thing I did, set the BPM to 143. I wanted it to be, you know, kind of fast because Lil Uzi likes some pretty fast-paced trap beats. So 143 is what I went with. And the first thing I did is I threw in a Outland bell, which is just an Ableton mallet. So go to your instrument rack and then go to mallets. There we go. So I'm going to turn off all of these audio effects, and I'm going to show y'all what loop I made. So I'm going to loop it, Control L, and yeah, let's just give this a listen. So the way I made this, it might look super complicated, but I drew out these chords first. And I really like that. I like the chord progression. It had a lot of, you know, Uzi vibes with it, but I wanted to spice it up even more. So I just added random notes that were in the scale of this song to give the beat a little more pace. So it turned into this. Already loving it. Threw in a flanger just to spice it up even more, give it kind of that wavy feel. And then a chorus to give it even more of a wavy feel. And then I threw in some reverb just to give it a little bit more space. And then I threw in this EQ8 to take out some of these highs and most of the lows. I like that a lot, but my Ableton was glitching out, the CPU was going crazy. So what I ended up doing is I ended up inserting an audio track and then recording the Outland bell to this audio track. So just hit record and then go like that. So that turned into this right here, this audio track. So this is the loop right here. So let's loop that, give it a listen. Sounds the exact same. So I like that, but I wanted to add, you know, even more spice. So I threw in another mallet, the brushed bell, right there, and I went over here, grabbed this loop because I wanted the second instrument to follow the first instrument. So I grabbed this loop, hold down Control, dragged it down here, and now what you're gonna see is both of them playing the same notes, but with the brushed bell playing all of the notes, it kind of just crowded the loop. So what I ended up doing is I ended up deleting notes here and there to kind of give the second track more of a minimalistic approach to the loop. So basically what I did is I deleted that, maybe that, deleted some of those, went over here and deleted that. And that's just going to help out your track a lot from being overcrowded. So I ended up getting this sound. So this is what I actually ended up having. So that's our loop. That's what we have so far. And then we get into this chorus, basically the beat drop. So let's walk through that. So we have these two instruments, which I already showed you, and then I threw in this 808. So I'm going to turn off all of these drums, and let's talk about this 808. So I threw in a simpler, Ableton simpler, and I use simplers to sample my 808s and maybe my hi-hat sometimes, but what it does is it lets you draw out MIDI notes for your samples. So I'm going to turn off all of these effects, and this is what I ended up making. So this little like stutter, Lil Uzi likes that in a lot of his tracks, so I just threw it in there. So I like that, but I also wanted, a little bit more punch, so I threw in a third-party plugin, Sausage Fattener, and then I threw in the Ableton Overdrive, and we get a much grittier sound. And then I wanted to take out some of the highs, so I threw in an EQ8, and I took out some of those highs, and then I brought up some of those lows. So what you're going to want to do to your 808s is sidechain them to your kicks, because if you have a kick going at the same time as an 808, it's just going to muddy up those lows, and you don't want that. So you want every time the kick hits, you want that 808 to kind of dip down to give room for that kick. So I'm going to throw in this kick, turn it on, and then I'm going to show you how I did that sidechain. I threw in a glue compressor, sidechain, and then I mapped it to my kick. So every time the kick hits, you're going to see this knob go up, and it's going to turn our 808 down and give more room for our kick. Alright, now onto our hats. So I threw in another simpler, and the reason I did that instead of just throwing hats in, I wanted a simpler because I wanted to pitch my hats up and down. So as you can see, right here the hats are pitching down, and then we have a stutter right here at a pitch higher than my normal pitch. So let's just give these hats a listen. So pitching your hats up and down definitely gives your beat more of a fluid feel, and it makes the breakdown a lot more spicy, I guess. So don't have any audio effects on this, but I'm going to throw in an EQ8, take out some of these lows. There we go. And then let's just throw in a reverb, but we don't want too much reverb on our hi-hat. So let's throw in an ambience, but that's obviously too much. So let's turn down the dry wet. Sounds great. So now we have our main clap. Let's throw that in. So a big part of Uzi beats is you want multiple snares. You don't just want one snare that keeps the rhythm. You want snares going all around and different samples. So I threw in 2 different snare tracks, and we get just a lot spicier beat. And also I mapped these snares to the left and then these snares to the right, so it differentiates our main snare. So our main snare is in the middle, and then these off snares are going to be on the left and the right. And then we're going to throw in this open hat to act as a crash to symbolize the drop in the beat drop. so there is our beat. Let's talk about the vocals. Alright, so a good way to limit CPU and limit those glitches that you hear when your track is overloaded is to bounce your beat and then move it into a separate track and then throw in your vocals on top of that. So here is our beat right here, the one I showed y'all. So there's our beat. It's just one single audio track, so it's not going to have a bunch of CPU to bash with the loads of CPU that you have on your vocals. So here is our vocals. I made a group because I wanted, again, to limit my CPU again. So instead of having my xole vocal template on all of these tracks and having a bunch of audio effects going at once, they're all just mapped to one group with one vocal template. So if you don't know what this vocal template is, I teach you how to make this in my How to Mix Your Vocals video. So if you haven't seen that, you should be able to click somewhere, check it out, show you how to make this exact template. The great thing about this template, I use it in all my vocals. Whenever I record, I just throw it in and it automatically makes my vocals sound 10 times better. So I'm going to turn it off, and I'm also going to turn off my autotune. So I was trying to sound like Lil Uzi with these verses, but it's pretty tough. I mean, he definitely has this super unique voice and just this super unique cadence, so I tried my hardest to get that kind of flow. So I'm going to show you what I did.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess she just wanna be known. Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So there are our dry vocals. Doesn't sound too nice, obviously. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to throw in our autotune. So this is Autotune EFX. It's a paid plugin, but if you want a free autotune that I've used for about 1.5 years before I got this, mautopitch, the link is down below. It's free, works great. So we're going to throw in our autotune, and step one is to make your retune speed very low, because with a high retune speed, your vocals are going to sound a little bit smoother, but a big part of Lil Uzi vocals is that you want the auto-tune to kind of sound like T-Pain. So you want it to be just kind of moving pretty rapidly and having it distort your vocals pretty obviously. So like everyone knows that Lil Uzi uses auto-tune. Some people deny it, but I mean, he could just sound like that. It's true. So with our retune speed this high, this is what our vocals sound like now.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just wanna be known. Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So you can definitely hear the auto-tune in this
Guess you
part.
just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So just gonna give you that Lil Uzi sauce. So then we throw on this vocal template. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna turn off this audio effect rack. I'm just going to walk through what I did in all of these. So the first audio effect we have is an EQ8, and this EQ is going to be cutting out our lows because we don't want a lot of lows in our vocals. We want it to sound crisp and not muddy. So this is what our vocals sound like now.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just want to be known.
Doesn't sound too obvious, but it's definitely helping out our vocals. So the next step is to throw in a compressor and work on the peaks. So what this compressor is doing is it's taking our lower sounds and bringing them louder, and taking our louder sounds and lowering them. So just kind of compressing our vocals.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just want to be known. Guess you just want to be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So it's already sounding better. And then we're going to throw on another EQ, and with this EQ, I'm taking out frequencies that I don't like. So around 500 hertz, I'm dipping my EQ, because right here, if we listen to the vocals, I'm going to turn this up, and you're going to tell that this frequency just does not sound really good.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just want to be known. Guess you just want to be serious.
So we turn that down, and then we do the same thing with this frequency.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just want to be known.
You can hear that like ringing. I didn't like that, so
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just want to be known.
ended up cutting
Guess
it
you
out.
just want to be serious.
So next up is a glue compressor, which is basically doing the same thing as this peak compressor.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just want to be known. Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
There we go, and then we're gonna throw on another EQ to brighten up my vocals right here.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just wanna be known.
And then a de-esser.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just wanna be known.
So by now, you have seen that these audio effects definitely help out your vocals, and you've also probably realized how annoying the line, that girl, she all on my phone, I guess you just want to be known is, because I have repeated it about 20 times. So now let's talk about the audio effects and let's grab a different line. So you learned specifically how to make all these chains and this template in my How to Mix Your Vocals video, so the link is down below. Check it out right now or after the video, whichever you want. So our first chain is the dry chain. It's just our regular chain.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so...
So then we're going to throw on two compressors, one a little bit to the left, one a little bit to the right, and that's just going to beef up our vocals without making any parts sound super loud.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So it gives us a lot of volume, which is nice. So the next part for Lil Uzi is reverb. So you want your reverbs to have a pretty short decay time. You don't want them to sound like they're in a super large hall. You want them to sound pretty tight. So let's throw both of these on. One, the forest floor focused on the highs, and then one oil barrel is focused a little bit on the lows usually, but I threw in this EQ to make it kind of focus on the highs as well, because Lil Uzi doesn't really like reverb on the lows. So with the reverb, let's give a listen to this line now.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
Alright, next up is a flanger, and the flanger's just kind of spicing up the vocals a little bit. It's giving it it is giving it a little bit of texture. So I'm gonna solo it, and we're gonna see what it's adding to the vocals.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So the flanger is kind of adding that Lil Uzi like auto-tune wavy sound. So that's a big part. So I threw that in, moved it a little bit to the left. Let's turn it up a little bit actually.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
There we go. So now we're on to our quick delay. Let's turn that on.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So the quick delay is quickly delaying our vocals. There we go. So let's solo it, give it a listen. Big part of Lil Uzi is the quick delay, but even a bigger part is our regular delay. So you're going to want to throw on a delay. This delay is the Ableton built-in delay. So I threw it in. Let's solo it, give it a listen.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So what it's doing is it's repeating our dry chain, but a little bit later. So we're going to solo our dry chain and our delay chain. So you're going to hear the dry chain first, and then the delayed chain delayed a little bit after that.
Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious.
So that's a big part of Lil Uzi is that delay. So let's give a listen to all of those vocal effects.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just wanna be known. Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious. That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just wanna be known. Guess you just wanna be serious, but baby, you look so delirious. That girl, she all on my phone.
Sounding pretty nice actually. And then this ad-lib chain right here, it's just me saying yeah, and took out some of the highs, took out most of the lows, and then I put an auto pan on, so some of the yeahs are going to be on the right, and some of the yeahs are going to be on the left. There's our Lil Uzi track. Started the track off with like a nursery rhyme flow. It sounds awful actually, but Lil Uzi sometimes like to do these verses where he matches a melody from like a popular nursery rhyme or something like that.
Yeah, I be seeing these memories, but you can't follow me, you see. Yeah, I be seeing these memories, but you can't follow me, you see. That girl, she all on my phone. I guess you just wanna be known. Guess you just wanna be serious.
Alright guys, I hope this video helped you out. I hope you learned how to make a Lil Uzi beat and do his vocals. I hope y'all mix your vocals just like this and you made it sound, you know, a lot better, because my voice it's probably never gonna sound like Lil Uzi's. Don't forget to hit that sub button. Check out my other How to Sound Like videos. You might find an artist that you like. I've done a lot of them, so check out that playlist. Hit me up on Insta at ProdByXole. DM me, ask me anything. I reply to all DMs and comments, so stream Eternal Atake. Peace.
That girl, she all on my phone. I guess she just wanna be numb. Guess she just wanna be serious. I fall in spirals. Got 5 G's my side, no. Got 4 G's on my belt. I know you